Have you ever wondered how to improve the walkability in your city and improve the means of using bicycles to go around to places that are very popular, like this area, for example? So, if you did, this episode might be for you because we are going through all the details on how you could use your roads and pathways and policies to improve the way for people to walk around the city and to give them the means to do so. So, in the council of our city, there were two very important decisions that were made. The first one was to provide some budget and some investigation on how we could improve the walkability and provide more bikeways and means for people to be safe to go across the city. And also there is some investigation on why people don't like to use this pathway over here. And the other big decision was in regards to the name of the city. As we are growing and growing and growing, we got a suggestion that instead of just Damascus, we should call it Damascus County, and that's what we are doing. This comment was made by the Global Special. Thanks a lot for your suggestion. As you can see, we are now called Damascus County, and I think that makes totally sense. But today we are looking in mainly two different areas in here for the walkability. I'm looking into Cove Place and probably in Waterville, and maybe we connect to the water end as well. And we need to name Maple Square. There is no name for that yet. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. But how do we go around and understand what we need to do to improve walkability? So your first indication that you need to do something or that you could do something to improve is the amount of people using. So just using your eyes, you can look at this and see, well, a lot of people is using this area. And then where are they all going? They're all going through here, all walking there. A lot of people walking here as well. And it's all walking, walking, walking. Can we provide them a means to use bicycles and cycling so they don't have to go through the sidewalks? You do still have like a few people doing that. Some of them I've noticed that they get in here or there, they get on a bike, go there and get out of the bike and keep going by foot. So we'll work in a way to improve that. So just using our visual indication in here, we can see that there are people walking over there. Now we can use the in-game tool, the traffic route. You might be familiar with that. And look, for example, I can see that there's a lot of people coming into here. So if I select that building in there, which is the intercity bus station, I can see where a lot of people are coming from, and we can make like the green lines are all the pedestrian ones. If you want to, you can remove all the other ones and leave like cyclists and pedestrian. I usually leave private vehicles because sometimes you can save car trips by improving their means of transportation. As you can see, there is no private cars being used in this area. That's fantastic. It's so good. But yeah, you can also click on the roads themselves so you can see what's going there. We can see that we have some people walking through here. If I select this road specifically, I can see there's a lot of people coming to this space, and they're all going into this area, which is the commercial area for this part of the city and the intercity buses. So that's fantastic. Now, I mentioned that we need to take a look at why this is not being used. Like, this is weird, because what I'm looking here, people are using these pathways going across and going through here. This would be much faster for them to just go through here and there. I have a theory that I will test today, and the theory is that we do have these highways in here, so we have ramps in there that won't allow people to actually go on the sidewalk in there. So what I believe is that, yeah, the crossing for them would be way over there. So if I bring this as close as possible, also make sure that everything is set properly in here. And what I'll also do, grab some nodes. I'll just do some manual changes in here, just so we can connect to that node, and then we can fix all of this and make sure that everything is in the right place. On this side, like we've finished the pathway over here, and we still have a bit of highway, and this is where they would usually cross. So, well, I can make this a lot better actually. I can bring this all the way there. And what I'll do as well in here, I'll just move it over there so it connects to that road, and we can take a look at if they start going through there. I don't know if, there we go, they're right going through there. That's, my theory was correct. Or we can make it even easier for that. But before we do go on the path of making it easier, let's see the main routes that they are going and make sure that we improve a few things. So definitely this road is somewhere that we can improve. These and these roads. Actually, this whole area, if we look at it, we get pedestrians going through there. So we could basically change this whole area for bike paths, or at least the road that goes, if I look like this, from left to right in here. And I think that's where I will start. I'll use the 2-lane road with bicycle lanes, and we will upgrade some of those roads. Just want to be careful in some areas so we don't lose anything there. And to be honest, over here I'll go all around. Then this connects to the pathway, which is what we want. I won't add in here, I want to keep some car parking space on the road there, so I'll keep this on. I will connect another one through this whole area, like so. And why doesn't let me do that? There we go. And I believe that I would have to do the same over here. So this is all connected. I could do this one as well, but I won't yet. I will change this one though. And maybe let's take a look at pedestrian activity over there. I don't think we'll need pathways over here, or bicycle pathways. Yeah, I might stop it over here. I know that we have some people walking there, but if you look at this, it's not that many, and they can also go through here, so that is more than enough. Now, this will provide, oh, look at this. Looks like a lot of ants going through there. Perfect. There's a lot of less people on this road now, which is good to see as well. Now, look at this. It tells me two things. One is a lot of these people, they are all going through here and through here. They are crossing somewhere, going there, and they have to all cross over here. So I would love to provide for them a way for them to cross this without going through the road itself. And then we can just finalize this by going down all the way over there. And this will connect to that road. They can't cross over here anyway, so everyone, maybe I'll move that back a little bit. Yeah, just give them enough space there. That's great. What we'll do in here is make sure that this is a nice slope, and let's figure this one out. What I want to provide them is a way to connect over here and also over here. I might move this park around a little bit. Because if I do that, what I'm thinking is basically go here and there, and then hopefully they will decide to go through this pathway and not through this one. And I can make this work myself by removing this. Oh, look at all of them walking there and there. Good. There, they start to use all of this. Nice. That's what I want to see. I'll move the trees and the park in a second. Let's just get this all properly done. And then over here, what I would love to do is to potentially... Actually, I think I'll move the park first, and then I'll move all of that. If I get these and move these back a little bit, so I'll move these slightly back so they have an easy access in the air. Yeah, that's fine. That's pretty close, but I think that's all right. And on this side, I'll do almost the same thing. I want this pathway coming through here. We might have to change that slightly, but we'll take a look at that in a second. And from this one, I feel like I'll connect there. So what that means is that I'll basically do this and this. And the reason why I did this way is because I'll see if I can get a curve in here. Enough height in here, so that is not a problem. We actually could lower this a little bit. Let's try it. Let's go in here. Have a bus in there for reference. All right. Plenty of space, like so. And then everything else should follow that elevation. This one, that one, this. So we do Ctrl H and we make the same elevation, and I'll do the slopes and poly. I'm not really happy with this curve over here. Maybe I'll try that again and do that slightly different as well. Let's use the curve mode. We've connected, I think it was here, and elevated. Oh, good. Do we have enough elevation in here? Yes, we do. So there we go. And now I'm happier with this. Good. A lot of people using these pathways, some people using their bikes, and this one as well. Everyone happy. At least I hope they are. And a lot more options for them to use it as well. Cool. What that means is that we have two things that helped us in here. Not so many people crossing over there anymore, and not so many people crossing over here anymore. So everyone is coming through there, which now makes me believe that would make sense for us to have a crossing over there. To be really clear about, yeah, pedestrians are crossing over here. Keep an eye on it. That's good. I might as well do a crossing over here instead of over there, just to keep this junction free. So let's do that. We can use node controller, select that one, make that a crossing, make sure that they can actually cross over there. They should be, yeah, they are crossing. The one thing that I forgot to do is make no markings, so we can do our own, like so. I'll do double zebra in here as well. Probably remove, I think the spacing is all right there. Go back in here. And not a stretch, what I'm looking. I want to see if I could, maybe I'll go with custom. There you go. Three, two, I want to move these back a little bit. Yeah, maybe not so much. 2.6. Yeah, I just want this to look good. There we go. And then in here, we will stop crossing. So we use this tool from Traffic Manager. They don't cross in here anymore. And I'll go with intersection marking tool to remove the crossing from there. So if you want to cross, you go here, cross, and then this junction is free. And I'll do a crossing here instead of here as well, because if we're going that way, that's a better way to cross. So we go there, let's do custom. Actually, I'll do crossing first, and then no markings, move to custom. And I believe I can only add the zebra in there. There we go, double zebra. Move it to the middle. They'll start crossing over there, and I'll stop them crossing from here. So in theory, you can just keep going. And then we remove the crossing from this area. Cool. Can do more detailing there later on, but look at how many people. But we can do it in due time. I think I'll also move this a little bit further up, just to align with this pathway. There we go. And yeah, that's a great way of doing this. Now, there is one more thing that we could do in here, which is basically go into the policy for this place. And we can find, where is that? There is an option for them to use encourage biking. There we go. And we'll see how that changes things. Because at the moment, we still have like the old people cycling, although they are all a lot more safer in here. A lot of people cycling over here now. I can start seeing some changes in there. They're probably getting here, and well, they are just crossing over there. Fair enough. The ones that are going here, they get into the sidewalk and go there. But we should start seeing a lot more people cycling in this area. We also got a new building here, which is interesting. But yeah, let me fix the slopes in here, the angles, move the trees, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, with that done, if we look at these now, you start to see hopefully more cycling as we have in here, for example. And if you select like those pathways, you can see that we do have a little bit more cycling showing up in these areas as well, and in here. And then you can start to see that adding actually cycleways will help your citizens moving around a lot better. And again, looking at this, I think like it was hard to improve on this based on what we had, but definitely I think there is a lot more people coming through here now. And if I look at this bit in here, we still have some people going through that way, but as you can see, they are going to this park on this road, so they are walking their way instead of using this pathway because they don't have a way to cross in here, which is fine. I think that makes sense. But almost everyone from this area is using that pathway, and that is just so good to see. So definitely what I want to see in there, a lot of people using this area in here as well. And I think the easiest way for us is just to look at this. That is so good to see. A lot of people walking in here as well, cycling. I can see a lot more people cycling now since we've enabled the policy. So even here, look at how many people cycling. Yeah, that is improving this whole area, and I think that works a lot better for us. So there we go, we are improving things. Now if we look at the other area, you see that challenge different from here. This is a much broader area, and we have like a lot of different places where people would like to go. For example, the ferry station. You do have a lot of people utilizing the park as a means of public transportation to the ferry stop, which is good. But if you look at the road in here, you see that there's a lot of people actually walking through here, walking through here, walking through here, through here, even over there, like there are people walking there as well. So what I want to do, and I think that'll be the best way to do this, is this main avenue, we'll replace that with cycleways, and all the roads that go from the main avenue to the residential, so basically these vertical roads in here, the ones that we had the trees, I'll replace that with cycleways as well. And then we will see how that works everywhere. And speaking of, first let's take a look at how many people are cycling over here. So if you look at the road just in front of the ferry, you can see that cycling is just over this area, and then some pedestrians over here, over there, over there. So not that much. We'll see if we can improve that. So the first thing that I'll do, I'll look into our policies, and for the whole city, I'll do encourage biking for the whole city. No matter where you are, not just the neighborhood, for the whole city. And then I'll start upgrading the roads. I'll use the same one here. So this one will go, is that the one that I was using? Yeah, it was. I'll go all around here. I just don't understand why it was giving me the wrong color in there. There we go. Oh, it's because, my bad, I'm doing elevated. Let's select that and update this. There we go. Apologies, buildings and house. But you can all build there again. So yeah, I'll do those, and for the avenue, I'll use this one, which looks like this. And then when we finish doing that, I'll go with the trees and basically just upgrade that. So you have the same style of roads like we had before, just with the the cycleways, and we still have the parking spots. So this would be really good. So I'll do that and I'll be back with you in a minute. All right, I think all the roads have been replaced and the detailing have been added to the junctions as well. So all the crossings, all the trees, all the road markings, they all done now. So let's take a look if that made any difference in there. And there we go. I can see more bikes coming through here, comes from the main road, bikes coming all the way from here, people coming all the way from there as well. That's fantastic. So as you can see, a lot more people utilizing the bike lanes and the roads, walking a lot more, cycling a lot more, and this is what we want to see over here. Now, with that in mind, I want to take these roads and maybe I'll just go through here and replace the road in the middle of the city in here, like that goes across all the way there, and I'll replace with that one, so we have an option to use bikes in here as well. I'll do that and be back in a second. Alright, and here's proof that this works. Look at how many people using the bike lanes in here. That's awesome. So, pretty easy to do. That was an easy fix, an easy change, and especially in this area with high density, this makes even more difference because this helps people move around quite fast and without needing to use a car, and that's what they are looking for. So just as a recap, what we've done here to improve it, we identify places where they want to go to and from. So for example, in here, the bus station to the residential area and the commercial. In this area over here, we've identified a lot of different places. So the ferry, bus stops along the way, the train stop in here, and the residential areas, and we connect them with a lot of bike paths as well. And on this side, obviously, this road that goes through the industry all the way through the residential, and they have a way to cycle through all of that without stopping. So identifying the place where one thing, second one was to provide in some areas new pathways, like for example this new one in here, and the third one was to enable, or for just the suburb, they encourage biking, or for the whole city as we end up doing, you enable that city policy, and then this will help people be motivated to cycle a little bit more and to walk as well. So I hope that helped you have an idea on what you could do to improve your city walkability and pedestrian and cycling activity. Let me know if you have any comments or suggestions or questions. I'm pretty happy to answer all of them. Also consider joining our Discord server. The link is in the description. There's a lot of people in there that can help you out and that share their cities and their ideas. And we are always talking about Cities Skylines and some other games. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.